So the first news is, we'll be starting with national news. First news is ICRISAT launches AI powered climate advisory initiative for farmers. Okay. Now let's see the question and then we'll see the news in detail and then we'll see the final answer. So which digital systems serve as the AI powered backbone of ICRISAT's new climate advisory initiative for farmers? Parivesh, Varun, ISAT or Meghdoot. Okay. Now you should remember that India is an agrarian economy. Alright. And farmers are the backbone of Indian economy. Got it? And to help the farmers, especially tackling the monsoon related uncertainty, there are multiple organizations which are working in this direction. One is ICRISAT. The full form is what? International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. Okay, so India also come in this. So let's see the news in detail. So ICRISAT, this organization has launched what? A AI powered agromet advisory project. Okay, and they have launched it in Hyderabad. The purpose of this project is what? To support climate resilient agriculture. Okay, to support the small farmers. Now what is this technology? So basically this is known as ISAT, right? And this ISAT uses real time forecast, machine learning and other things for crop analytics, when to sow the seeds, when to do the irrigation, pest control, everything. So first of all, which is the organization? What are the keywords you have to remember? First is ICRISAT. What they have launched? They have launched AI powered portal or platform named ISAT, which is going to help farmers for creating a climate resilient agriculture. Okay, you don't have to remember who are the partners are, right? And they are, or this platform is also going to get integrated with the Mosam GPT, right? It is also a large language model. So these are the things which you should know. What are the keywords you have to remember? First is ICRISAT, then ISAT, right? And Mosam GPT along with climate resilient agriculture. 4 keywords for this entire news. So correct answer is ISAT, the Intelligence System Advisory Tool. Got it? Chalo. Next is Ministry of Shipping hosted the Maritime Financing Summit 2025 in Delhi. Okay, ports and shipping. So, which digital framework was launched to assess and enhance financial capabilities at Indian port during the Maritime Financing Summit 2025? So, let's see the news, then we'll see the answer. So, which ministry has hosted? Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways. What is the name of the event? Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047, right? So, under this, they have launched Maritime Development Fund and Financial Digital Maturity Matrix. Now, what are the purpose of these things? To basically promote financing and digital maturity in port infrastructure. Basically, they want to create port-led development. Okay, and how they can do that? If they have proper finances and proper digital infrastructure to do. So they have launched this MDF and FDMM, that is Financial Digital Maturity Matrix, right? And right now, 100% FDI, foreign direct investment, is allowed in the shipping sector through automatic reroute. Got it? So please remember this thing also, 100% FDI is allowed through automatic routes in the shipping sector, right? So please remember this thing. So correct answer is FDMM, Financial Digital Maturity Matrix, right? Chalo. So guys, again, we have to focus only on the keywords. Very good afternoon, Nandeep and other students also. Focus on the keywords, try to solve the answer and next move on to the next news. Okay, go on to the next news. Chalo. Next is India successfully test first hydrogen powered train coach at ICF Chennai, in Indian Coach Factory, Chennai. So where was India's first hydrogen powered train coach successfully tested? So it was in Chennai, we have just seen, right? So integral coach, not Indian Coach Factory, Integral Coach Factory. It is located in Chennai, and there they have tested the first hydrogen powered coach. Okay. So please remember, and the name of the initiative under which this have been done is Hydrogen for Heritage. Please remember this thing. And under this initiative, they are aiming to run 35 hydrogen trains, okay, on heritage and hilly routes. So please, this is the most important line for this entire news. And what is the amount for this project is 111 crore rupees, right? So please remember this thing. Got it? So if I say what are the keywords you have to remember, so integral coach factory, Chennai, number one. What they have done, they have tested a hydrogen powered coach. Under which initiative? Hydrogen for Heritage. Under this, the aim is 35 hydrogen powered trains and the outlay is 111 crore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 keywords for this entire news. Correct answer is Chennai. Next is Cabinet approves 6,520 crore outlay for Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana during the 15th FCC. Okay. Now, see, this is the recent outlay. Now, you should know about the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Okay. What this scheme is about. And this was during the 15th Finance Commission cycle they have launched this thing. So the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, it was launched in the year 2015. It is a central sector scheme and the purpose here is to improve irrigation coverage, efficiency in the Indian agriculture. There are two important motto under this: Har khet ko pani, Har khet ko pani, and the second is efficiency, that is more crop per drop. More crop per drop. So these are the things you should remember. Okay. And this is also being integrated with the watershed development program. Now, as of now, this scheme has basically extended till 2026, and the total outlay so far has been 93,000 crore rupees so far. Okay, and recently they have approved 6,520 crore rupees. Got it? These are some of the static facts you should remember about the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Whenever there is a scheme which is mentioned in the current affairs, you should know some of the static facts about that particular scheme. So what is the total outlay? 6,520 crore rupees, right? So this has been done in the 15th Finance Commission cycle. Got it? And see, under this, 1,000 crore rupees have been devoted for multi-product food irradiation services. Okay, 100 food testing labs would be created here. Got it? These are some new initiatives of 1,920 crore which have been assigned here. Got it? So please remember this thing. Here the important focus should be on the outlay. The total outlay is 6,520 crore for Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Okay? Please remember this thing. Oh, just please correct this thing. Not Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay, please correct this thing. It is not Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. It is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay, Sampada Yojana. Right? 6,520 crore rupees. The static thing na, which I have told you, please correct that also. It is not Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. That is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay. So you should remember few things also. Acha, this is also a good thing. You have learned one more thing about a certain scheme. So let's see about Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. You should know some static facts. Kisan Sampada Yojana. See, always make a note of these things. Okay, that some schemes are there. You should take a note of this. That the first of all, the ministry involved is Ministry of Food Processing. Okay, Ministry of Food Processing. Second thing is, it was started in the year 2017. Again, it is also a central sector scheme. Now, what is the aim of this particular scheme? Basically, to focus and modernize the food processing centers. Okay, food processing sectors. They want to modernize it and to increase the farmers' income. Farmers' income. These are some of the. Under this, there are provision for mega food park. Okay, cold chain, right? Cold chain infrastructure. So these are the things which comes under the Pradhan Mantri Sampada Yojana. Got it? So remember this thing. Please correct this thing. Okay. Also, Again, this new initiative of 1920 crore rupees, they are focusing on food irradiation center because food processing irradiation is done to increase the shelf life. Okay, food testing lab again to maintain the quality. Also, they want to enroll private sectors, right, to bring in more new technologies for better food processing sector. Got it? Chal. So 6,520 crore for Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay. So please remember this thing. Make a short note of that. Chal. Next is Pradhan Mantri PM Narendra Modi launches Gyan Bharatan mission for digitization of ancient manuscripts. Ancient manuscripts like Mahabharata, Ramayana, Gita, everything. Na, they want to digitize it. Okay. And all there are multiple manuscripts. So what is the total outlay for the Gyan Bharatam mission? So let's see the news in detail and then we'll see the answer. So the recent 124th Mann Ki Baat, during this episode, he told that they are going to digitize, conserve and document over 1 crore ancient manuscripts across India. This is what? This is the heritage of India. Okay. This is the, you can say, the knowledge these manuscripts contain. We want to digitize it because physical copy, it can get damaged, right, with time. So it is also a central sector scheme and the outlay is 482.85 crore rupees. And who will lead the creation? So they are going to create a national digital repository for this entire mission. So Gyan Bharatam mission, preserving or conserving traditional manuscripts with an outlay of 482 crore rupees. These are the keywords you should remember. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no? Chalo. Next is India established COP33 cell to host United Nations Climate Summit in 2028. So the COP30 right now in 2025, if you remember, what is the COP number? COP30. Where it is going to held, being held? It is going to be held in Belém, Brazil. Please remember this thing. And around November, December, this event is going to take place in Belém, Brazil. COP30. So India has said that the COP33 they are going to host, right? So in which year India proposed to host the 33rd United Nations Climate Conference COP33, that is a 2028. Okay. So Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has set up a dedicated COP33 cell under the Climate Change Division and the head is Ved Prakash Mishra. Please remember the name. COP33 cell head Mr. Ved Prakash Mishra. Okay, and basically, if approved, India is going to hold the next COP33, right? And this will be the second time India is going to host. Earlier, India has hosted the COP8 in the year 2002. Got it? So please remember this thing. All right, and remember the COP30 2025 is going to happen in Belém, Brazil. Please remember this thing. One homework for you. What is the theme of the COP30? You are going to tell me in the comment section. This is your homework. Okay. Chalo. Moving on. India signed 6 MOU with Maldives to enhance cooperation and extended 4,850 crore loan as a line of credit. Okay. So, which Indian digital payment system is being launched in Maldives through a network agreement signed in July 2025? We'll see the answer, but first let's see the news. So, India and Maldives, they have signed an agreement, right, to cooperate in sector like fisheries, meteorology, digital infrastructure, UPI, and healthcare. And what is that? How much line of credit we are providing to Maldives? 4,850 crore rupees. Please remember this thing. Okay. And again, our Ministry of Fisheries has also collaborated with Maldives because again Maldives is an island and they have a huge tourism opportunity and the maximum number of tourists are from India, right? And now Maldives have also asked India to provide UPI services in Maldives. So National Payment Corporation of India, International and Maldives Monetary Authority, they have signed a deal to enable UPI in Maldives. Okay, UPI enabled, right? And with this, they are also negotiating a free trade agreement between amongst the two nations. Okay, so correct answer here is UPI. And now you are going to tell me in how many countries UPI is active. This is your homework. Do let me know in the comment section in how many countries UPI service is active right now. Okay. Chalo. Next is Banking Law Amendment Act 2025, key provision to take effect from 1st of August. Now, see this, the amendment was in news a few months back, but now it is going to be in force from 1st of August. So, as per the amended Banking Law 2025, which fund will public sector banks transfer unclaimed amounts? RIDF, IEPF, DICGC, Pradhan Mantri, GKY, Garib Kalyan. So let's see the news in detail, then we'll see the answer. So what are the major things? So first of all, major changes they have done is, first of all, the purpose is to strengthen the bank governance, protect depositors, okay, enhance audits in the public sector banks, and extend cooperative bank directors' tenures. So first changes were the important changes I am going to tell you here is substantial interest redefined. See again, what is substantial interest? Earlier, if someone had more than 5 lakh rupees invested in a company and that company is dealing with a bank, then that person will be known as a having a substantial interest. Okay. But now, and see, it was this rule was from 1968 and right now 2025, 5 lakh has become nothing. So that's why the limit has now increased to 2 crore. If you have invested 2 crore in certain company, then you have substantial interest in that company. So first change is this. Please remember this thing. Okay. Is it clear? Right. Now the second thing is that director in a cooperative bank, his tenure has also increased. So it has now been increased from 8 years to 10 years. But it will not include chairperson and whole-time directors. Got it? Also, the third very important change is the unclaimed assets. Whatever money, if someone has in the public sector bank and no one is claiming that, then what the public sector bank will do? It will now transfer this unclaimed amount to the Investor Education and Protection Fund, IEPF. Got it? These are the three main amendments or changes in the banking laws. Got it? So please remember the IEPF, Investor Education and Protection Fund. Got it? So this is one of the most important news you should remember. Chalo. Next is IEPFA launch is a 100-day campaign Saksham Niveshak to claim unclaimed dividend. Okay. So informed investors, empowered investors and smart investors. Right. So again, let's see the question. What is the total duration of Saksham Niveshak campaign launched by IEPFA in 2025? What is IEPFA? I have already told you. Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority. Fund Authority. Right? And it comes under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Got it? So let's see the news. Then we'll see the answer. Acha, one more thing, this IEPF, this was established in the year 2016 under the Companies Act 2013. So again, this is again a statutory body, right? Chalo. So, Saksham Niveshak, it is a 100-day campaign, right? And it has been started by IEPFA, which comes under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. What is the purpose? The purpose is to empower the shareholders. How? That let's say if they have some unclaimed dividends and they want to get that thing, they want to get their hard-earned money, so they just have to update some of their documents like KYC, PAN, etc. Right? So please remember this thing. Okay. And see, earlier IEPFA has done many other initiatives like Niveshak Didi, Niveshak Panchayat, Niveshak Shivir. All right. So remember this thing. It is a 100 days campaign. Chalo. Next is ADB lowers India's financial year 25 GDP growth forecast to 6.5%. See, there are many growth forecasting companies also. ADB does that, IMF does that, World Bank also does that. है ना? But in reality, the picture become a little bit different when the economic survey report comes. है ना? An economic survey report, they give the actual data by how much percent our GDP is growing. So don't worry about these forecasts. Because again, ADB, everything, they are US owned. है ना? So according to ADB, July 2025 Asian Development Outlook. This is the name of the report. Please remember this thing, Asian Development Outlook. It is released by Asian Development Bank. Okay. For example, World Economic Outlook report. It is released by IMF. So please remember these reports. Okay. So what was India's GDP growth rate forecast? 6.5%. Right. So just remember, ADB has forecasted India's growth rate 6.5% for financial year 2025. Got it? And they have forecasted that inflation in India will be around 3.8%. Okay, again it is within the range of the range set by Monetary Policy Committee between 2% to 6%. Got it? So remember this thing. Okay, chal. Rest you don't have to remember. Now some static fact about ADB. Who is the president? Mr. Masato Kanda. He is from Japan. Headquarters is in Manila. Total 69 members are there and it was established in 1966. Got it? Chal. Next is Xflow receives RBI approval to operate as cross-border payment aggregator. Again, so it is a very good news for the exporter importer. Now they can use this Xflow also. It is also a payment platform, but for cross-border payment you can use this thing. So which fintech company received RBI's approval to operate as cross-border payment aggregator in 2025? So Xflow. Okay, let's see the news in detail. So what is the name of the company? Xflow. What they have received? Approval to operate as payment aggregator for cross border payment. Okay, so this is going to help the exporters and importers. All right, so please remember this thing. The name of the company is important, right? And what approval they have got. These are the things you have to know. Otherwise, don't no need to read other things. This is just for your understanding. Okay, chalo. Xflow is the name of the company. Next is Government of India appointed Anuradha Thakur as RBI Central Board Director. So again, appointment related news. Who has been appointed as the government nominee director on the RBI Central Board in July 2025? Anuradha Thakur. Okay. Just remember the name. Okay. And she is the Secretary of Department of Economic Affairs. Now she has been appointed as the Central Board Director of the RBI. And she is a 1994 batch IAS officer from Himachal Pradesh. Got it? These are the things you have to remember. Nothing more, nothing less. Next is SEBI and stock exchanges revises surveillance framework for small cap firms. Excuse me. So, what is the upper market capitalization limit for companies under the SEBI revised ESM as of July 2025? Let's see the news, then we'll see the answer. So, SEBI has basically revised the enhanced surveillance mechanism for companies. Enhanced surveillance mechanism means they are going to monitor it more deeply. Which companies? The companies who have a market capitalization under 1000 crore. Okay, and these changes are now going to be effective from 28th July 2025. Right now, what is the purpose here? Why they are enhancing the surveillance? Because to protect investor and ensure market integrity. Why? Because many people now they trade in very risky patterns, right, in small listed companies, and these small companies now they sometimes their actual you can say the performance is not very good, but they show themselves that they are doing really good, and this actually lead to people investing their hard earned money in these companies, and they lose their money. Got it? So SEBI has said that we are going to monitor these companies more deeply, so these kind of losses can be avoided. Okay, please remember this thing. So 1,000 crore is the correct answer, the market cap. Next is RBI caps investment by banks NBFC at 20% of corpus of AIF scheme. So what is the maximum aggregate investment limit by all regulated entities in a single AIF scheme under RBI's 2025 guidelines? So let's see the news. See, from 1st January, basically RBI has created some new rules. Now this new rule will control how banks, NBFCs and big financial institutions like SIDBI, NABARD, how they invest in alternative investment funds. What are alternative investment funds? Basically these are privately pooled money through which that money is going to get invested in different types of stocks and other things, right? So rich people, they used to invest these things. And see, financial institutions also invest in AIFs. But now a single bank or a NBFC can invest only up to 10% of their total money in one AIF. Okay, not more than 10% of their money they can invest in a single AIF. They have to choose other, right? So please remember 10% of an AIF, right? And second thing, all such institutions combined can invest only up to 20% of that AIF's money. Okay, so what this is going to help? So this is going to stop AIFs from being too dependent on bank money. Okay, and this applies to all banks, NBFC and everyone, right? So please remember this thing. Also, if a regulated entity invests over 5% in an AIF that later invest in debtor funds except equity, it must make 100% provisioning. Provisioning basically keeping aside certain money to reduce the losses. Okay, so just remember 10% for a single RE and together not more than 20%. Now, why this rule matters? So basically it stops banks from indirectly lending to their own borrowers via AIF. Okay. Also it keeps bad loans from being hidden inside AIF investment. They can show that we have given the loan and it has already become a NPA, but we say that this is a AIF investment. And this also protect depositors and keep the banking system safer. Now, let me give you one example to understand it better. Let's say if there is a Bank X invest 8% of their money in a AIF. Okay, and that AIF, see, AIF is what it is. It is pooling money from many private entities and banks, right? And then this AIF, what it does, it gives 50 crore rupees to a company. Let's say the company name is Yash Enterprises. And this Yash Enterprises has already taken a loan from this Bank X. Okay. Now, what will happen? This Bank X have to keep aside 50 crore rupees as it may not come back. Right. So that is the thing. So they have told that not now you can't invest more than 10% of an AIF. Okay. So please remember this thing. This is a very important news. Chalo. So 20 combined is 20, individual is 10. Next, Myanmar announced formation of new interim union government led by U Nyao Sao. So U Nyao Sao is the new 13th Prime Minister of Myanmar. He is going to be appointed. U Nyao Sao. Okay. So please remember Mr. U Nyao Sao. Okay. He is from Myanmar. And country is also, please remember, that is Myanmar. Okay. Rest you don't have to remember. There is a violent situation going in that area also. The state of emergency has been declared since 2021, right? Now the elections is going to take place in 2025 and Mr. Yash Sir will become the PM. Right? Acha, one more news is Mr. Ajay Seth, he's a 1987 batch IAS officer from Karnataka cadre. He has been appointed as the chairperson of IRDAI. Earlier, it was vacant. The position was vacant. Okay, and he is going to succeed Mr. Debashish Panda, whose tenure is going to end in 2025. Right? Already ended in 2025 March, but now the position was vacant. So Mr. Ajay Seth is the new IRDAI chairperson. Please remember this thing. Chalo. Next, some defense related news. 32nd edition of India-Singapore Naval Exercise SIMBEX. So in a joint military exercise, please remember two things: name of the countries, okay, venue, and the edition. Okay. So which edition of SIMBEX was conducted in Singapore in 2025? So correct answer is 32nd edition. Okay. So name of the exercise is SIMBEX. It is a bilateral maritime exercise between Singapore and India. Okay. So from India, INS Satpura, INS Delhi, INS Kiltan and Shakti represented. Got it? And the venue was again, it happened in Singapore. Right? Chalo. Next, India-Singapore joint military exercise Bold Kurukshetra began in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. So that was a maritime exercise. Now this is a military exercise. Okay, where is exercise Bold Kurukshetra being conducted? Correct answer is Jodhpur. Okay, so please remember this thing. India, Singapore, Bold Kurukshetra. Venue is Jodhpur, and this is the 14th edition. Four things you have to remember. Next, NASA ISRO NISAR satellite successfully launched for advanced Earth observation. So here USA and India, NASA from USA, ISRO from India, they have created the NISAR satellite for, it is a Earth observation satellite. So which launch vehicle was used by ISRO to launch NISAR satellite? Let's see the news. So the launch vehicle was GSLV F-16 rocket from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. They have launched it. And this is the first joint Earth observation mission of ISRO and NASA, NISAR. Please remember, and the investment is $1.5 billion. And what is the speciality? It is the world's first radar imaging satellite with dual frequency band, L band and S band. What are L band and S band? That is not for your important for your exam. But first understand, this is the world's first dual band radar imaging satellite. NISRO and NASA and ISRO are the collaborating agency. Got it? And please remember the name of the rocket, GSLV F-16. Got it? Chalo. Next is Stardoor successfully test fired India's first hydrogen oxygen propulsion engine. So which Indian company test fired country's first hydrogen oxygen propulsion engine? So it is Star Door. Please remember the name of the company. Okay. So Star Door you have to remember. And what is the engine? Hydrogen oxygen propulsion engine. Right. At ISC Bangalore they have test fired. Right. So it is non-polluting and sustainable. Got it? So please remember this thing. Right. Chalo. So remember the name of the company. The first news is, we'll be starting with PM Narendra Modi inaugurates the Kartavya Bhavan in New Delhi. Now guys, see, these kind of news, these are less important. So I would rate it as 1 star or maximum 2 star news. But see, if we are only going to do 5 star news, then the news will be very less. Okay. But I will tell you that which news is important, where you have to focus more, which thing you have to remember more, and which thing if you want you can do it, otherwise you can leave it also. Okay. Chalo. So Kartavya Bhavan 3 inaugurated in 2025 is part of which major redevelopment initiative in India? So these are the options. So let's see the news in detail. So Kartavya Bhavan 3, this was inaugurated by our Prime Minister in New Delhi, and this is the part of the Central Vista Redevelopment Project. So first keyword is your name of the project, that is the Central Vista Redevelopment Project. Okay. And this is going to be the new Common Central Secretariat, right? So please remember this thing. Again, the purpose is what? To promote administrative efficiency and good and agile governance, right? You don't have to remember these things. Got it? So it is the part of the which project? The answer is Central Vista Redevelopment Project. Got it? And this again, this entire project will include the new Parliament building also, the Vice President's enclave also. Okay. So please remember this thing. So how many keywords? One keyword you have to remember. Very good afternoon. Okay. Chal. Next news is IIT Palakkad launches India's first AI-powered learning app, Tutors. Okay. So where was India's first AI-powered learning app, Tutors was launched? Kanpur, Palakkad, Madras or Gandhinagar. So we have seen it was IIT Palakkad. Okay. Palakkad is where? In which state? It is in Kerala. And those of you who are geography enthusiasts, you must have know that here between Kerala and Tamil Nadu there is a very famous gap, okay, or the pathway you can say between the Western Ghat, that is known as the Palakkad Gap also. Okay, it is a pathway between the Western Ghats, right? How many of you are from Kerala? Just let me know in the comment box, right? Chala. Moving on, so let's see the news in detail. So which institute? IIT Palakkad, Kerala, right? And what they have created Tutors. Tutors is what? It is a AI powered, you can say AI powered competitive exam learning app, right? So please remember it is a competitive exam prep app, right? So three things you have to remember. First of all, name of the app, who created it, and what is the purpose. So three keywords for this entire news. So Palakkad, Kerala. Next is VOC port becomes first Indian port to produce green hydrogen and surpass 1 megawatt solar power. So which port became the first in India to produce green hydrogen? Paradeep, Mundra, VOC or Kandla. So it is VOC. Okay, VOC is basically short for VO Chidambaran port. Okay, VOC is VO Chidambaran port. It is in Tamil Nadu. Please remember this thing, the location. Okay, so remember this thing. Now, see again, which ministry is associated with this? Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. Got it? So please remember this thing. And the overall purpose is what? To create net zero emission. Net zero emission. Got it? Because see, 80%, 80%, yeah, Rinku, what are you saying? Sir, आने वाले बैंकिंग एग्जाम में के लिए तैयारी कैसे करें? See again for GA and current affairs, this is your preparation. This is the lecture which you have to prepare it. See again, my strategy is we basically do 2 to 3 revisions before your actual exam. So this is your first thing. You are reading the current affairs for the first time through the weekly current affairs. Then you are going to read the same current affairs in a topic wise manner in the topic wise monthly current affairs session. So 2 revisions. Third, you are going to revise it for your mock test. And finally, before appearing to the exam, you are going to prepare and revise your short notes. So at least 4 times you are going to read all these news so that it will get ingrained in your brain. So that is how we are going to do the GA current affairs. Is it clear, Rinku? just follow the classes. Everything will be, because everything will come in their place automatically. Okay, just follow it. So what is the name of the port? Please remember VOC port, first keyword. Where it is located? It is located in Thoothukudi, Tamil Nadu. Okay. And what it has become? It has become the first port to produce green hydrogen, third keyword, right? And this entire thing comes under the overall monitoring, or you can say the guidance of Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, right? And the purpose is what? The purpose is to become a net zero decarbonization in shipping industry. I was telling you that 80% of the trade, global trade, is done via the shipping route, and that's why it is also one of the major generator of what? Carbon emissions. Got it? So please remember these three keywords at least. Chalo. Very good afternoon, Nandeep. Next is India's first ever grassland bird census conducted at Kaziranga National Park in Assam. So first of all, you should know the fact that Kaziranga National Park is located in Assam. Okay. So which national park conducted the India's first grassland bird census? So Kaziranga, it is in Assam. Keoladeo National Park, where it is located? Jim Corbett, Gir. So G for Gir, G for Gujarat. It is famous for what? Lion. Jim Corbett is in Uttarakhand. And where is Keoladeo National Park? You are going to find it out. Okay, Keoladeo National Park, very famous. Chalo. So India's first grassland bird census. What is the location? Who has conducted it? Kaziranga National Park. Okay, and it comes under Ministry of Environment and Forest. Got it? So please remember this thing. And they have, again, AI is everywhere. So they have used AI based passive acoustic monitoring. Acoustic means sound. See, you can only identify birds through their sounds only. Okay, chalo. Now, as per this report and census, they have found that 1 critically endangered, 2 endangered, and 6 vulnerable species are there out of this 43 grassland species. You don't have to remember the numbers. Remember this thing. Okay, chalo. So just remember the national park who has conducted this, where it is located, and what they have done. Okay, so Kaziranga National Park. Acha, see, there is one IUCN red list. Okay, it creates a red data book, and in this red data book, it basically categorizes animals, plants, and birds into different categories. Right? One example: extinct, critically endangered, endangered species, threatened, vulnerable, like this. There are 10 or 12 classification. Got it? Chalo. Next is Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis inaugurated India's first AI-powered Anganwadi center in Nagpur. So, under which initiative was India's first AI-powered Anganwadi launched? Digital Bharat Abhiyan, Mission Bal Bharati, please correct this. Samagra Shiksha Yojana, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So please remember, it is not Bal Bharati, it is Bal Bharari. Okay, it is the local program of Maharashtra, right? So, what India's first AI-powered Anganwadi, where it is located? It is located in Nagpur, Maharashtra, right? So, what India's first AI-powered Anganwadi center? Where? In Nagpur, Maharashtra, and it comes under the which mission? Mission Bal Bharari mission, right? So please remember this thing. And here they are using AI smart dashboard, VR headsets for interactive digital learning. And now see again the future of education. Yeah, very good, Nandi. Kevladev National Park is located in Rajasthan. Excellent, excellent. So see, the future is the digital learning. Hai, even every government schools are getting all the digital boards and everything. Got it? So it is a very good thing in a proper, you can say, education from the grassroots level. Okay, from the Anganwadi center, because see the Anganwadi center na, these are the first location for a person who is living in a village to get good access to education, health, everything. So we have to improve the condition of these Anganwadi center if we want to develop the education from the grassroots level. Okay, creating big schools in urban cities, metro cities, and not focusing on the rural area or the semi-urban area, it is not going to take us anywhere. Remember this thing, keep this thing in mind. We have to focus at the grassroots level, then only, again, see, just like we have democratized the planning also. Okay, earlier it was the planning commission who was deciding everything. Now we have used the bottom up approach. Now we will be asking all the chief ministers of the states, see, we want to decentralize the planning. We have to focus from the panchayat level to tehsil level to district level, state level, and then the national level. This is a bottom up approach, and this is more inclusive. Okay, otherwise earlier planning commission was creating every plan, and they were implementing it. But remember, every area has its unique set of problem, and their strategy should also be unique. Keep this thing in mind. This is very simple, and it can be implemented anything, anywhere, right? Even in the education part. Chalo, mission Bal Bharari. Next is India UK sign CETA to boost bilateral trade investment. Now this is one of the most important news in the, you can say, in the international trade domain. Okay, they can ask about what is CETA, between which country they have signed. So what is the targeted bilateral trade volume between India and UK by 2030 under the CETA agreement? What is CETA? First of all, understand, it is comprehensive economic and trade agreement. Okay. See, like this, there are many type of you can say terminologies we use in the trade sector. One is SEPA also. Then we have FTA, right? Trade union. Like this, there are quite a lot. We are not going into detail. Okay. So, what is the target? Let's see the news. Then we'll see the answer. So, India and UK. First of all, the countries involved. CETA is signed between India and UK. Now, what is the vision of this trade agreement? To double the bilateral trade from $56 billion to $112 billion. So, the target is $112 billion by 2030. Okay. Also, in this, we have tariff reduction of over tariff reduction on duties. Okay, on 99% of tariff lines. So, the things are going to get cheaper. Things like whiskey, textile, pharma, and engineering. Okay, please remember this is your keyword for this entire news. Correct answer is $112 billion. We have already covered this in one of the previous session in July month also. Next is Ministry of Statistics and Planning implementation proposed new base year for GDP, Index of Industrial Production and CPI calculation. Now see, recently what was happening that we are using 2011-2012 as the base year. Now already around 14-15 years have passed. Right now 2025 is running. So we have to change the base year for the calculation of GDP IIP. Okay, and for this Ministry of Statistics has proposed a new year. So according to MOSPI 2025 proposal, what is the new base year proposed for GDP and IIP calculation? So we'll see the news, then we'll see the answer. So Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, they have created a committee, and the committee was led by Minister of State Rao Inderjit Singh to revise the base year. Okay, to revise the base year. Right now, GDP and IIP, it is calculated from 2011 till 2011-2012 data as the base year. Now they are proposed to shift it to 2022-2023 and CPI to 2024. Okay, this is the new base year proposed. Base year means this would be the standard. This would be the, you can say, the base from which we are going to calculate the change. Okay, and now what is the purpose of shifting the base year? So basically to reflect structural changes in the Indian economy. If you are comparing something from 2011-2012 era, now the things have changed quite a bit. Okay, very drastic changes have occurred. So we have to shift this so that we can calculate things more, you can say, as per the reality. Okay. So please remember this thing. Rest you don't have to remember. Okay, just remember the new base year proposed. So it is 2022-2023 for GDP and IIP calculation, Index of Industrial Production, and for CPI it is 2024. Please remember these two base years. All right, chalo. Next is Amazon India and FIEO signed MOU to boost e-commerce export of MSME in India. So, which organization signed an MOU with Amazon India to promote e-commerce export by MSME? So, it is, correct answer is FIEO. Okay, so let's see the news in detail. So, what are the companies involved? Amazon plus FIEO. What they have done? They have signed a MOU for creating what? For boosting e-commerce export by the MSME. That is the one-liner news for this entire news. Okay. So under this, they are going to set up expert task force, workshops, and local seller communities also. These things you don't have to remember. Remember, this is just for your understanding. What is important? This single formula. So the Federation of Indian Export Organization, FIEO, they have signed a MOU with Amazon. Got it? Try to make your learning as simple as possible. See, again, many of you are reading the daily current affairs, you are reading the weekly current affairs and topic wise current affairs, and you are also reading PDFs. If you are not making things easy for you, na, at the end it will be unmanageable. You won't be able to manage the entire content, the entire fact, you won't be able to recall. But from the very start, if you are slowly making progress now, and you are making things simpler to understand, to retain it for a longer period of time, at the end it is going to help a lot. Clear? Chalo. I believe you all follow the things which I tell you in the class, hai na? Next is Axis Bank introduces first ever lock FD feature to prevent term deposit from digital frauds. Lock FD feature. So which bank launched the industry first lock FD feature to protect fixed deposit from digital fraud? The correct answer is Axis Bank. So Axis Bank has introduced lock FD feature. Okay. Why? To keep the FD safe against the digital fraud. Right? So to prevent digital frauds, and see, everything is now digitally controlled, and if the you can say the hacker, he get your details, he can cause a lot of economic damage to you. Okay, so how does this work? So it disables premature FD closure via internet or mobile banking. Okay, early withdrawal allowed only through in-person branch visit with identity verification. For example, let's say this 80-year-old person. Okay, he has a FD of, let's say, 2 crore rupees. Right? Let's say due to some mistake, his login ID password was leaked. So the hacker can use this thing, and he can break this FD and take the money in his account. But lock FD feature, Axis Bank has done what? That if you want to break this FD, you have to visit the branch in person along with proper ID. Then only they are going to break this FD. This is a very good method. Okay, but this may also cause problem. Let's say that 80-year-old person, let's say he actually want to break the FD, then what he will do? And let's say he is not able to go to the branch, है ना? So everything has pros and cons. Chalo. So Axis Bank has done this. Next is the recent third bi-monthly monetary policy for financial year 25-26 was held. So there were not many changes here. See, monetary policy committee meeting na, it is held every 2 months. Please remember this. Every 2 months it held. Okay. So what is the current policy repo rate as per the third bi-monthly monetary policy committee meeting? 5.25, 7.5, 5.5 or 6. So let's see the detail what has happened. So RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra, he is the head of the monetary policy committee. Please remember this thing, right? And along with the 6 members, right, including Dr. Poonam Gupta and Rajiv Ranjan, they have held the monetary policy committee meeting. Remember, monetary policy committee has total 6 members. 3 are from RBI, 3 are Government of India representative. Okay, and it is headed by the RBI governor. Okay, he is included in this 6 member. So in this thing, repo rate was unchanged to 5.5. It is still the same. SDF 5.25, MSF and bank rate 5.75, and stance was neutral. Okay, so please remember this thing. No change in the liquidity adjustment facility. No change in repo rate. No change in reverse repo rate. No change in your CRR. No change in SLR. Nothing was changed. It was neutral. Okay. So please remember this thing. 5.50 is the correct answer. Chal. Next is RBI issued final co-lending norms to enhance risk sharing and transparency. What is co-lending? So first see the question. As per RBI's revised co-lending guideline, what is the minimum loan share that regulated entities must retain on their books? See, so basically there are new, these are what? These are new RBI rules for co-lending arrangement. What is co-lending? Co-lending means where two lenders share a loan. Okay, remember this thing. Co-lending means two individuals share a common loan. Okay, so there have been some changes. Now minimum loan share to keep. Okay, they have put a clause that minimum loan retention they have to do. It means if a bank or NBFC gives a loan with co-lending clause, it must keep at least 10% of that loan in its own book. Okay, it can't pass on the entire risk to the partner. Got it? So please remember this thing. They have to keep at least, they must have to retain 10% of each individual loan on their own books. Got it? So please remember this thing. The rest you don't have to remember much. Acha, one more thing. Time limit for transfer. You should remember this thing also. The lender who first give the loans must hand over the partner's share within 15 days of giving the loan to the customer. Okay, that co-lender within, they have to transfer the loan to the co-lender within 15 days. Okay, so this is the second thing. First thing is minimum 10% they have to retain. They have to transfer the loan to the co-lender within 15 days, right? And there is some DLG cap. What is DLG? DLG means default loss guarantee. Okay, so the maximum default loss guarantee is 5% of the total unpaid loan amount. Okay, it's total outstanding amount. 5% of that is loss guarantee, right? So remember this thing. 10, 15, 5. 10 is what? Loan retention, LR. 15 days is what? Loan transfer. 5% is what? DLG. So remember like this. Okay, and this is applicable to all commercial bank, NBFC, everything. But what are not included? This is not applicable to small finance bank, not applicable to RRBs or local area banks. Please remember this thing. 10, 15 and 5. Remember like this. So 10% is the correct answer. Okay, is it clear? Simple. Otherwise, if you are reading from the text, na, and if I was not explaining it to you, then it would be very difficult for you to understand this thing. Okay, chalo. Next is RBI announced 3 consumer-centric scheme to drive financial inclusion. What is financial inclusion? Financial inclusion means every person must be attached with the financial institutions. Okay, financial institutions like bank. Everyone must have a bank account so that they can take money from the government or through the other schemes. Okay, basically linking the people with the financial system of the India. Okay, so under RBI's new consumer-centric schemes, retail investor can now invest in treasury bills through which method? Okay, so let's see the news in detail. So this was announced by Sanjay Malhotra. He is the governor of RBI. So during the third bi-monthly monetary policy meeting, he has announced that all banks, right? So basically they have, first thing is doorstep banking camps. Here all banks have to conduct panchayat level camps from 1st July to 30th September. Okay, and they want to basically outreach this rural areas. Why? Because 10 years of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana have been completed. Okay. Second thing is simplified claim settlement. Easier process for settling claim of deceased customer. For example, if someone has died and let's say he has some money, so that should be processed very quickly so that their family members or the relatives does not get delayed. Okay, the settlement does not get delayed. They have to make sure that the process becomes simpler and faster. Also, they have expanded the RBI Retail Direct. So new features to enable retail investor to buy treasury bills via SIPs, making government security investment plans simple for individuals. For example, earlier RBI has this RBI Retail Direct app. This is an app through which you can purchase government securities, you can purchase treasury bills, right? So T-bills via SIP, now you can also invest. Got it? So please remember this thing. SIPs is the correct answer. You can purchase T-bills through SIP. Do one thing, go to Play Store today and search RBI Direct, RBI Retail Direct. You will find this app and just log in and you will see that all the different types of financial instruments are available. You can purchase it directly from there. Okay, chalo. Next is RBI relaxed procedure for opening special rupee Vostro account. What is Vostro account? But before understanding Vostro account, it is the part of foreign accounts. It is basically divided into nostro and vostro. Okay. See, if a individual is owning a foreign account, it is divided into NRE account, NRO account, FCNR account. But if it is owned by the institution itself, then it is nostro and vostro. Okay. So let's see the question. In which year were special rupee vostro accounts were introduced? Let's see the news in detail, then we'll see the answer. See, first understand what is vostro account. What is vostro account? Let me give you an example. It has a tagline. Vostro account means yours with us. Yours with us. It means, let me give you one example. Let's say Citibank, it is a bank in USA, right? So when a foreign bank keeps a vostro account to deal in local currency of another country. For example, let's say Citibank, right? Citibank, which is a New York based bank, they have opened a rupee based account in India with, let's say, SBI. So yours with us, your account, Citi's bank account with us. Us means Indian bank. So this is known as vostro. There is one more account that is known as nostro. Nostro is basically ours with you. Okay, ours with you. It means if SBI want to open a bank account in US dollar in USA, they have to open it with Citibank or some other foreign bank. So our account with you is Nostro. Vostro is your account with us. Okay, got it? Is it clear? Any doubt? So Nostro account, this will be in which rupee? In which currency? It will be in foreign currency, always in foreign currency. Vostro is yours with us. So us is Indian, it means it should be in local currency or Indian rupee. Is it clear what is Nostro account and Vostro account? Give a thumbs up in the comment section or write yes in the comment section. See, when let's say I am an individual, I am living in USA. If I have to open, then there is NRE account, NRO account. But let's say what if a institution, a bank has to open a bank account in India. So they will use Vostro account. For example, Citibank, which is a US based bank, they want to open a bank account in India in local currency to deal in local currency. Let's say, so what they will do, they can open a bank account with SBI. So that will be known as Vostro account. Yours account with us. Nostro means if SBI wants to open a bank in USA to deal in dollars, they have to open with, let's say they're opening with Citibank. So that will be a Nostro account. Okay. So remember this thing. These are what? These are basically static things you should know. Now let's see the news. So RBI removed the requirement for prior RBI approval to open special rupee Vostro account for foreign correspondents. So now there is no requirement of special rupee Vostro account approval. Okay. See, SRVAs were introduced in July 2022, right? So previously RBI approval was mandatory. Now no need. You can directly open them. That is the new clause. Okay. So please remember this thing. But here the static part, what is important? What is Nostro? What is Vostro? These things you should know. Got it? Chalo. Very good. Very good. Next is RBI approves merger of New India Cooperative Bank with Saraswat Bank. See, the condition of cooperative banks in India are not very good. They are ultimately going to be either merged or going to be privatized very soon. Okay. See, under which section of the Banking Regulation Act 1949 was the NICBL Saraswat Bank merger sanctioned? So, under which section? So, first of all, which banks were merged? So, New India Cooperative Bank and Saraswat Cooperative Bank has been merged under the Section 44A, Clause 4 of Banking Regulation Act. The answer is Section 44A, Clause 4. Right? So, please remember this thing because see, they were having poor governance, they were having a lot of NPAs and transaction banks. Because of this, they have now been merged. So just remember the name of the bank and the clause. Section 44, clause A. Next is defense related news. India Philippines conducted joint naval exercises in South China Sea. So which Indian naval ship participated in the first India? This is the first time India and Philippines are doing a joint maritime exercise. So let's see the news in detail. First of all, the countries involved are India and Philippines. What they have done? They have done a joint maritime exercise. Where? In the South China Sea, right? So from India, INS Mysore, INS Shakti and INS Kilton have participated. Okay, so please remember this thing. The correct answer is INS Mysore. Chalo. Next is ISRO inaugurates HOPE analog mission in Sokar Valley in Ladakh. So you can see here, this is HOPE, Himalayan outpost for planetary exploration. So see, Leh Ladakh area, it is at a very high altitude. So from here, the skies are very clear. So you can easily visualize the outer space. Okay, that's why they are posting this. They are making this HOPE mission at such high altitude. So in which union territory is the HOPE analog mission facility located? It is in Ladakh. Okay. So what correct answer is? What is what? What is HOPE? HOPE analog mission. Where? In Ladakh. By whom? By ISRO. Okay. What is the purpose? The purpose is full-scale planetary simulation to create Mars-like condition. Okay. To create Mars-like condition. Got it? So please remember this thing. So 2 modules, 8-meter habitat module for crew living in and 5-meter utility module. So basically they are going to create artificial environment just like Mars, because very soon we are also planning a human space flight to Mars. I don't know how they are going to do, but they are planning for this, and this is just the starting. Okay, so just remember the keyword HOPE mission in Ladakh. Next is SpaceX launches Crew 11 joint astronaut to the International Space Station for NASA. So which spacecraft carried the Crew 11 astronaut to International Space Station? So let's see the news. So SpaceX is the company. They have launched NASA's 11th astronaut mission, Crew 11. And what rocket they are using? The Falcon 9 rocket they are using. Okay. So from there are astronauts from USA, Zena Cardman, Mike Finkel from USA also, Kimi Yu from Japan, JAXA, Oleg Patanov from Russia. These are the people who are going to be on this rocket to the International Space Station. Alright. So remember this thing. And the objective is what? To conduct human exploration research, study plant division, microgravity effects on viruses. See, basically, what is the impact of outer space on human body, on plants and everything, on nutrients, they are going to basically understand. See, these are all just this very starting phase. And the our final result is what? We human, we may get shifted to some other planet or satellites, or we can also live in space. They might be planning for creating space cities also. Okay, that is a very distant dream, but this is just the starting. Okay, like this everything starts, right? Chalo. Next is Fortune 100 most powerful people in business list. Jensen Huang topped the list. Jensen Huang, he is the CEO of Nvidia. So who ranked first in Fortune 2025 list of 100 most powerful people? So Jensen Huang is the correct answer. He is the CEO and president of Nvidia. Acha, recently there was a news that Mr. Jensen Huang has asked Donald Trump to don't increase the tariff with China. Why? Because Nvidia is the biggest supplier of this chips and everything to China. And he said that, sir, if we increase the tariff, China will not take things from us. They will start creating themselves. Okay. Yeah. Right down there. So he told that don't worry, please don't increase this. Let them be dependent upon USA and Nvidia. And don't worry, sir, we are going to invest $500 billion in USA. Right. So they have talked that thing, but let's see what will happen. So from India, Mukesh Ambani was ranked 56th. Sundar Pichai, the Alphabet CEO, the Google CEO, is ranked 6th. Okay, so just remember these things, है ना? चलो. So Jensen Huang is the most powerful. Now the 71st film National Film Award. This is very important. So let's see which Hindi film won the Best Feature Film Award at the 71st National Film Awards. Correct answer is 12th Fail. है ना? So best film is what? 12th Fail. Best movie. Best actor is Vikrant Messi for 12th Fail and Shah Rukh Khan for Jawan. And this is the first time Shah Rukh Khan has won a national award. Best actress is Rani Mukherjee for Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. Okay, so please remember this thing. Okay, chalo. And these are the what? Best movie, best actor, best actress. At least you should remember. So first news is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have mentioned that India has achieved landmark milestone of 100 gigawatt of solar photovoltaic modules manufacturing capacity under the ALMM. So let's see what kind of question can be framed here. So India recently achieved how much solar PV module manufacturing capacity under the ALMM? Alright, now we'll see the news in detail, then we'll see the answer. Okay. So first of all, what is the milestone which India has achieved? They have achieved the 100 gigawatt solar photovoltaic module manufacturing capacity, right? In 2014, it was just 2.3 gigawatt. All right. So please remember this thing. Now it is 100 gigawatt. Now what is this ALMM? So ALMM is basically approved list of models and manufacturers, right? So those who are approved to create these kind of, to manufacture these kind of photovoltaic modules. So if we see that together, if we see it together, the combined capacity we can say is 100 gigawatt we can now produce in India. All right. So please remember this thing. Now again, it is part of the this Atmanirbhar Bharat Yojana, right? Also see, in if you remember this Paris climate deal, there we have this INDC, intended nationally determined contribution. There we have decided that India is going to achieve 500 gigawatt of non-fossil capacity by 2030. So this thing, this manufacturing capacity addition of 100 gigawatt of solar power, it is going to support this mission. Okay, so please remember this thing. So the achievement is important, our target is important, all right, and you should know what is ALMM, right? So please remember this thing. So how much capacity we have added? So correct answer is 100 gigawatt capacity. Back in 2014, it was just 2.3 gigawatt. Now you can see here that how the renewable energy has transformed so much. Earlier, we were mostly dependent upon coal and thermal power base, but now gradually we are pushing towards and moving towards the more cleaner and sustainable medium of energy production. Got it? Chalo. Next is Indian Oil Panipat gets first ISCC Corsia certification for SAF in India. Now, two things very important here. First is, what is Corsia certification? Okay. Now this Corsia is basically, there is a full form for this. So what is the full form? So please remember, this is carbon offsetting and reduction scheme for international aviation. Again, guys, see, it is not only trucks and buses which create pollution, the aircrafts also create. Okay, so let's see. So Indian Oil Corporation Limited received the ISCC Corsia certification for sustainable aviation fuel production at which refinery? Just as we have seen, it is the Panipat. All right. So please remember, first of all, what are the keywords you have to remember? Okay, keyword is IOCL, right? What they have achieved? This is an oil refinery. Okay, this oil refinery, where it is located, of Panipat, Haryana. They have received what? They have received the Corsia certification. Okay, for sustainable aviation fuel. Got it? So please remember this thing. The certification name is important. The purpose is important, which refinery has received, that is important. So for this entire news, this 4 keywords are more than sufficient for solving any kind of MCQ. Now again, that's why guys, I always ask the student, okay Garvit, please wait, I'll come to your question, okay. Now guys, I always focus and ask the student, then don't worry about the content. See, there are so many lines here, 8 to 10 lines, but how much we have to remember? 4 words. And you have to learn this skill to decipher that what are the keywords which is important for me to solve the MCQ. I am not here to do a PhD in all this sustainable aviation fuel or all these things, but I want to solve my question in the banking exam. That should be my target, right? So like this, on the side you should maintain keywords for every news. That is going to help you a lot. Okay. So which month's current affairs should I revise for NICLAO? Again, starting from April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, right? You can even start from May also. Okay, May, June, July, August. 4-5 months of current affairs are sufficient. All right. Chalo. Panipat is the correct answer. Next news is PM Narendra Modi inaugurated Bharat Ratna Dr. M.S. Swaminathan Centenary International Conference in New Delhi. Now, I believe you all have heard of this person's name, Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, he is also known as the father of Green Revolution of India. Okay, father of Green Revolution in India, right? He is a very famous agriculturist and as well as scientist. All right, chalo. So, who became the first recipient of the global M.S. Swaminathan Award for Food and Peace 2025? So, we'll see the news, then we'll see the answer. So, the news was basically about the international conference which was inaugurated by our Prime Minister, where at Pusa, Pusa is basically, see, Pusa Road is very famous for the ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. That is, the entire institute is situated at Pusa Road in New Delhi. Those who are from New Delhi, they must have seen this place. So, this occasion was basically the 100th birth anniversary of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. He is also known as the father of Green Revolution in India, right? And during this ceremony, Professor Ademola A. Adenli from Nigeria became the first recipient of the M.S. Swaminathan Award for Food and Peace Prize. Now, guys, this news is also very relevant from your award point of view. Okay, so please remember this person's name and what award he has received. The MS Swaminathan Award for Food and Peace. Two things you have to remember. You don't have to remember where they have inaugurated the conference or right or the date. This is not important. Got it? Chalo. So correct answer is person's name and the name of the award. Two things remember you have to remember for this particular news. All right. Any doubt? Anyone? If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment box. Got it? Chalo. Next is MHI extends PM e-drive scheme tenure by 2 years from 31st March 2026 to 2028. Now see again this news that yes, this is scheme. There is a scheme called PM e-drive scheme. Fine. It has been extended from 2026 year to 2028. Now is it enough? Is it enough for you? No. But what you have to remember is this news as in it is itself, it is not important. But what is important is this scheme, right? So first of all, you should remember that this PM e-drive scheme, the objective of this scheme is what? The objective is basically to promote electric vehicles adoption in India. Okay, EV adoption in India. So it is both for 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, everything. E-ambulance, e-trucks, you can see e-bus, right? And for that, they are going to provide the charging infrastructure because for electric vehicles, the charging points and the charging stations are very important. Also, those who are going to purchase the electric vehicle, they are also giving some subsidies, right? So please remember this thing. Now, the outlay or the how much money government is going to spend for this particular scheme is around 10,900 crore rupees. Okay, so please remember this thing. Got it? Amount is very important, right? 10,900 crore, 1,000 crore rupees. Okay, please remember this thing. All right. So static fact is very important. And what is the related current affairs update you have to remember? Okay. So in which year was the PM e-drive scheme first notified by the Ministry of Heavy Industry? So the correct answer is So first of all, let's see the news. So that PM e scheme, it has been extended till 2028. Fine, extension is there. First keyword is extension. Second keyword is the budget outlay. Okay, 10,900 crore rupees. So budget outlay you have to remember, right? And what is the scope? So again, I have told you e-buses, e-trucks, e-ambulance, 2 and 3 wheelers, charging station, everything, right? So please remember this thing, and it has been notified in 2024. Which ministry is involved? Ministry of Heavy Industry. Okay. These are the 4 keywords for this entire news. Alright. Chalo. Guys, are you following how we are proceeding? When did MS Swaminathan received honor? Which honor, Garvit? MS Swaminathan, see, the award is based on his name. Okay, he was a very prominent agriculturist and scientist of India. Okay, this high yielding variety of seed, the entire green revolution was the brainchild of Sri MS Swaminathan. Okay, so please remember this thing. Chalo. What are you asking? Bharat Ratna. Exact year I am not able to memorize, but it was after his death only. I believe in last year, maybe. Hai. You can check it, right? I'm not able to recall the exact date or the year, but I believe it was some in 2024 only. Okay, but that is not important. What is important is the news related with him. Got it? Chalo. Next is government e-marketplace mark 9th foundation day, right? Again, government e-marketplace. Have you heard of this? Government e-marketplace, yes, no in the comment box. Just, just like are you guys using Amazon and Flipkart? It is just the government's Amazon and Flipkart. Okay, so it is basically one-stop online platform, right? So some of the static fact you should remember about GEM. It was started in the year 2016 by the government of India, and which ministry is associated with? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. All right. Now, what is the purpose of this government e-marketplace? Basically, to help and ease out the online procurement. Okay, online procurement of goods and services by the government. Okay, government can go to Amazon and Flipkart and procure things, na? So they have created their own government e-marketplace. On this platform, let's say you are a seller of, let's say, computers. So you can register yourself on this marketplace so that government can procure from directly from you. Okay, so it will ensure what? Transparency, efficiency and everything. Okay, chalo. So what was the theme of the 9th GEM Foundation Day of 2025? So let's see the news. So first of all, again I have told you, government e-marketplace, ministry involved in Ministry of Commerce and Industry, first keyword. Now this year theme was ease, access and inclusions. Please remember this is your second keyword, right? So please remember this thing. Now one very important thing is that government of e-marketplace recorded 5.4 lakh crore GMV, basically sales. Okay, please remember this thing, right? So again, those of many startups, women entrepreneurs, they want to, if they want to sell something, they can register themselves on the government e-marketplace. Okay, so whatever they have sold, it is somewhere around 5.4 lakh crore. Now you can see here the success of GM. Okay, chalo. So inclusion is the correct answer. Next is Niti Aayog launches Work for Viksit Bharat portal for skilled hiring. Now guys, this is a very important thing. Okay, Work for Viksit Bharat, who has started it? Niti Aayog. These kind of questions they can ask you in the exam. Now, see again, for skilled hiring, those of you who have certain certification, you have graduated some place, Niti Aayog is now releasing job offers. Okay, but they have mentioned some specific set of skill you should have, then you can apply in that. And in order to apply that, you can go to Niti Aayog website and you can create your account here. Okay, so please remember, so the Work for Viksit Bharat portal is directly linked with which government scheme? Okay, so let's see the news, then we'll see the answer. So first of all, again, first keyword is Niti Aayog has launched what? Work for Viksit Bharat portal. Okay. What is the purpose? The purpose is to again recruit professionals, right, into the governance sector. Clear? And they have linked this entire program with PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Third keyword. And what is the outlay of this program? 99,446 crore rupees outlay. Fourth keyword. Okay. Again, 4 keywords for your entire news. Is it clear, guys? How you have to? No, not gross market value, gross merchandise value. That is the full form. Okay. So again, you have to focus on the keywords. I am in my every session. I always focus the students. I ask the student to focus on the keywords and don't read everything. If you are reading everything, you are again creating pressure on your brain, because how you are going to remember so much stuff. But yes, few keywords you can easily memorize. Chalo. Next is overview of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Okay. Now again, so let's see. So how much subsidy per 14.2 kg LPG cylinder was approved under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana for financial year 25-26. Now before moving to that, we should know about the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Why they have, when it was started, what was the objective, right? So it was launched in the year 2016. Which ministry is involved? Ministry of Petroleum. What is the objective? The objective is basically to provide clean cooking fuel. Earlier, especially in women in the rural areas, they were using wood and they were using charcoal, so which was creating again pollution, and they were also risking their lives, right? Please remember this thing. Also, they're also providing 1600 rupees of subsidy per connection. Got it? So please remember this thing. And if we look if we talk about 2024, up till now, around 9.6 crore LPG connections they have provided, right? So these are some of the static facts about the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Got it? So please remember this thing. So as of now, 10.3, not exactly 9.6, 10.33 crore LPG connection we have given. Okay, and recently in 2026, for financial year 2026, government has approved a subsidy of 300 rupees per 14.2 kg cylinder. Okay, and 2200 rupees government support per connection. Got it? So please remember this thing. And these are the in phases we have launched the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Got it? So please remember all these things, ministry involved, and 2 or 3 things you have to remember. This was this for the current point of view. This point is very important. 300 rupees per subsidy per 14.2 kg of cylinder. Got it? And the static part. That two things you have to remember. For any scheme, what is the current update? What is the static facts? 2 things you have to remember, more than sufficient. Chalo. Otherwise, the story is very long, that it was launched in first May in Balia, Uttar Pradesh. In first wave, 5 crore LPG, then 1 more crore, like this. There's so much thing. Next is the international news. India signs trade cooperation agreement with Zambia. So India and Zambia have signed a trade cooperation. So India has signed a trade cooperation pact with which African nation in July 25 to promote cooperative trade alliance? Okay, so let's see the news. So first of all, which countries are involved? India and Zambia, right? What is the objective of this cooperation? Cooperative trade alliance. Okay, is it clear? Which ministry is involved? Ministry of Cooperation, right? Third keyword, Ministry of Cooperation. Got it? So 3 keywords you have to remember. All right. Now again, if you read each and everything, na, this entire thing, if you start reading this thing, na, you are just going to waste your time. They're not going to ask question that which Indian entities were involved. But yes, they can ask you that recently India has signed a cooperative trade agreement with which African nation or which nation. They can give you 4 options. So India Zambia cooperation trade alliance, 4 keywords are important for my entire news. Okay, chalo. So let's quickly start it, complete this thing. So Zambia. Next, let's do the banking, finance and economy. So India retail inflation declines to 8-year low of 1.55% in July 2025. Now this is alarming. You would say, sir, the low inflation is very good, but there is a catch. Okay, so India's retail inflation, we call it as CPI, that is the Consumer Price Index. So in July 25, what was the rate? 1.55%. Okay, so please remember, our monetary policy committee, they create an inflation target that they want to keep the inflation between 2% to 6%. If it crosses 6%, we are moving towards hyperinflation. If it is below 2%, we are going into deflation, which is also not good. So in between, we have to keep the range. All right. And this data was compiled by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, NS. Okay, NSO is the body, National Statistic Office. It comes under Ministry of Statistics and Planning. And this entire ministry create the entire data for CPI, WPI, everything. Headline inflation. And if you don't know what inflation is, what are the different types of inflation, you can go to Oliveboard's YouTube channel. I have created an entire video on inflation. You can watch it and you can understand each and everything. Okay, what is headline inflation? What is core inflation? Right? Because right now I can't explain everything. Okay, so you can go and watch that video. Inflation. Okay, chalo. Guys, whatever thing I am giving you as a homework now, please try to do it. It is going to upgrade your knowledge as well as your better understanding. Okay, chalo. Next is Hindustan Zinc becomes first Indian firm to join the International Council of Mining and Metals. So first of all, remember, so HZL recently became the first Indian company to join which global mining body? So that global mining body is International Council on Mining and Metals. Okay. So first of all, remember what is the name of the company? First keyword is your Hindustan Zinc Metal. What they have done? They have joined International Council on Mining and Metals. Right? Is it clear? And where is the headquarter of ICAMM? It is in UK. Third keyword. Right? And this group ICMM is a group of 25 top mining countries. So what is the benefit? So again, when you go enter a group in which there are top companies, you will also expand your business horizons. Right? Also, they are going to work towards environment, social and governance initiative. Right? So again, the name of the company is important, organization is important, and their headquarters is important. That's it. Chalo. Next is RBI to introduce continuous clearing and settlement realization in CTS in 2 phases. What is CTS? That is what? The check truncation system. Okay. So if you don't want to go to the bank and provide a check, you can use the CTS platform. Okay. Online thing. So RBI has issued a circular of continuous clearing and settlement on realization in CTS. So right now, what is the situation? CTS currently processes check in up to 2 working days. See, if you provide some soft copy of check now, it will get clear in 2 working days. But now they are moving towards continuous clearing on realization settlement. Okay. So they are going to start from 4th of October 2025. In short, the CTS, the continuous clearing and settlement of realization in CTS will help you to reduce the time in check processing. It might be possible it can get cleared within the same day. That is the purpose. Again, all these things are going to do what? It is going to improve the banking system. It is going to improve the businesses by fastening up the process. All right. Chalo. So from 3rd January 2026 was the correct answer. Okay. Phase 2 is going to start. Chalo. Next is RBI imposes 75 lakh monetary penalty on ICICI Bank. Now this is a very important news. You would say, sir, how RBI can impose penalty on ICICI Bank? My friend, RBI is the Central Bank of India. It is the regulator of all the scheduled commercial banks, even the private banks. Okay. So RBI has imposed 75 lakh rupees on ICICI as a penalty due to violation related to which of the following? So let's see the news. So 75 lakh rupees fine on ICICI for violation in valuation of properties. Now you would say, sir, why valuation of properties? Why the bank do valuation of property? Now let me explain you. Let's say you are a person, you are creating, you want to buy a flat for your new home. You go to the bank and you ask the bank that bank, I want to purchase this flat. The value of this flat is 1 crore rupees and I want 1 crore rupees as loan. So bank will do what? Bank will send one official to this flat and this person will look the flat and he will do a valuation that whether this flat is of 1 crore or not. Okay. Then if he approves, you can easily get the 1 crore. Okay. But sometimes this inspection, people are misusing it. So due to this regulatory non-compliance, ICICI was imposed 75 lakh rupees of penalty. Okay. Chalo. So valuation. Next is RBI announces 3 consumer-centric scheme to drive financial inclusion. What is financial inclusion? Financial inclusion means bringing the people into the core financial system, like helping the people open their bank account, helping the people to provide them insurance, all these kind of activities. Okay, it is the part of financial inclusion. So under RBI new consumer centric scheme, retail investor can now invest in treasury bills through which method? So let's see the news in detail. So the governor of RBI, Mr. Sanjay Malhotra, he has said that during the bi-monthly monetary policy committee meeting. Acha, before moving, please remember that monetary policy committee meeting is held every 2 months. Okay. So first thing is doorstep banking camps. All banks is going to conduct panchayat level camps as a part of their rural outreach drive. They are going to go to the each rural area and villages and they will provide whatever banking facility they can. Okay. Why they are doing this? Because Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, this is the biggest financial inclusion scheme. It has completed 10 years. So my friend, this scheme becomes very important. They are going to ask question from this scheme. So please read in detail about the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Okay. Next is simplified claim settlement. So they have said that if some customer has passed away, okay, so for their claims, the processing will become easy. And the third thing is they have expanded the RBI Retail Direct. For example, if you want to invest in government bonds, treasury bills, now you can invest it via RBI Retail Direct app. Okay, you can go to Google Play Store and you can download this app and you can purchase any kind of government bills or bonds from this particular app. Okay, chalo. So SIPs is the correct answer. Next is PPSL received RBI's approval to operate as online payment aggregator. First of all, what is payment aggregator? Payment aggregator is the company which helps a business to accept payment from various sources. For example, let's say I'm running a business. I can accept money from cards, I can accept money from Google, Paytm, PhonePe, I can accept money from RTGS, NEFT. So who provide all these services? The payment aggregator. For example, Paytm is a payment aggregator. Okay, PhonePe is a payment aggregator. So Paytm Payment Service Limited received in principal approval from RBI to operate as which of the following? Okay, so let's see the news. So for Paytm Payment Service Limited, which comes under 197 Communication, this is the parent company, and they are going to operate as online payment aggregator under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. So just remember the name of the company and what approval they have received. Rest this thing not required. This is just for your understanding. They are not going to ask in the exam. Okay, chalo. Next is RBI allowed NRIs to invest surplus rupee SRVAs in government securities and treasury bills. Okay, now they see, if we want that people outside of India, they want to invest in Indian money market or capital market, they should be allowed. Okay, how they can be? So let's see the question. The RBI recently allowed NRIs with special rupee Vostro account. Now my friend, you should know about the Nostro and Vostro account. What is the difference between Nostro and Vostro account? Okay. See, let's say if there is a bank in India. Okay. If there is a bank in India, let's say SBI. and there is a bank of USA known as Citibank, right? So let's say if SBI wants to open a bank in USA with Citibank, they will open a Nostro account. Okay, and that account will be denominated in foreign currency, that is dollar. So SBI has to maintain that account with Citibank in dollars, right? Is it clear? Similarly, Vostro account means when Citibank wants to open a bank account in India, let's say they want to open with SBI, right? So that would be a Vostro account. Okay, it is an account that a foreign company, foreign bank, not foreign company, foreign bank hold with a domestic bank. So Citibank is the foreign bank and they are opening it with SBI, which is a domestic bank, and that account would be denominated in Indian rupee, right? So like this they can invest in India, because in India we can use rupee, now we can't use dollar, right? So we want NRIs to open a Vostro account, okay, a special rupee Vostro account, and through this they can invest in the Indian capital market. Okay, so please remember this thing, NRIs, SRVs. So please remember Nostro and Vostro account, what is the difference, right? And all these things have a legal backing by the FEMA Act of 1999. So what is the purpose? The purpose is basically to utilize surplus rupee trade settlement and promote rupees internationalization. We want that everyone should start using rupee instead of dollars. That dream is distant, but yes, gradually we are going to make it true. Okay, chalo. So the government bills and the GSECs, they are going to invest. Now let's see some of the appointments. So H.E. Zeenat Qureshi becomes first Indian woman appointed as GCC India Trade Commissioner. Gulf, GCC is what? Gulf Cooperation Council. Okay. Now, yes. Chalo. Yes, exactly. Nostro is our account with you. Vostro is your account with us. Very good, very good. So Gulf Cooperation Council, let's see some of the static fact. It was established in the year 1981 and headquarters is where? Saudi Arabia. Okay. Saudi Arabia. And who are the member countries? So Saudi is there, UAE is there, okay, Kuwait is there, then Qatar is there, Oman is there, alright, and Bahrain is there. So please remember these are the 6 countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council, right? So HEZ Zeenat Qureshi is the new trade commissioner. Okay, GCC was established in the year 1981, right? So just remember the name of the person and the organization, the position which the person has being appointed. Rest no need to read. Next, so Gulf Cooperation Council, I have already told you 1981. These are the member nation. Headquarters is Saudi Arabia and it is a socio-economic, political and security organization. Next is Odisha government appointed Madhuri Dixit as the brand ambassador of handloom industry. Right? So who is the brand ambassador of Odisha handloom industry? Madhuri Dixit. See, these are very factual news. Do you need to read all this thing? No. The entire crux of this news is that Madhuri Dixit is the brand ambassador of Odisha handloom. This is the thing. Rest is just for your knowledge. No need to read that. Okay. Yeah, if you want to read that, yes, Padma, she is a Padma Shri awardee and everything, you want to read it, it's up to you, but I would not recommend. Chalo. So we'll be starting with the national news. So first news is government of, GOM accepts center's GST proposal to recommend scraping of 12%, 20% slabs. Now, we know that earlier GST was having different slabs. 0% was there, 5% was there, 12% was there, 20% was there, like, okay. Now, let's see the question, what question can be framed, then we'll see the news in detail. So the proposed GST rationalization reduces the tax structure to how many slabs? 3, 4, 2 or 5. So let's see the news. So the group of ministers on GST rates, they have asked the government basically to rationalize the slabbing of the GST tax rate. So earlier the existing one was 5%, 12%, 18% and 20%, right? 28%. Now these two will be scraped off. Okay, so the present would be it would be simplified to 2 slab system only, the 5% and the 18%, right? And the group of ministers, they have also agreed to rationalize this thing, right? So what is the benefit? So this will basically make the tax system more transparent and less cumbersome. Why? Because earlier they were having multiple slabs, right? And around 99% of the items which were taxed earlier at 12%, they will be shifted to 5%, and 90% of the goods which were earlier in the 28% tax slab will be moved to 18%. So the represent would be 5% and 18% slab only. Okay. Now one important thing you have to understand is this panel, this group of minister was headed by the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, Mr. Samrat Chaudhary. Okay. Also, after this, they are going to create one more slab, a 40% GST tax rate slab for the luxury and sin goods. So what are sin goods? Sin goods are basically tobacco, pan masala, cigarettes. These are known as sin goods. Okay. So they will be put under the 40% tax slab. Okay. So this is the news. Please remember this thing. Got it? Chalo. So correct answer would be 2. Next is MOTA launches world largest tribal grassroots leadership program, Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan. Okay. Now MOTA is what? Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Which scheme they have launched or the program? The name is Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan. So the question is, the Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan launched by Ministry of Tribal Affairs is aimed at empowering how many tribal grassroots leaders? Okay. So let's see the news in detail. So first of all, which is the ministry involved? Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Okay. Now, as a part of Viksit Bharat, see, India has a target to become developed nation by the year 2047. And this is a sub part of the Viksit Bharat vision, right? Now, this particular program, the Adi Karma Yogi program, will be aiming to build 20 lakh tribal leaders. 20 lakh tribal leaders across the 1 lakh villages. Also, this scheme, the Adi Karma Yogi, it will be linked with DAGGUA, the Pradhan Mantri Janman and NSEM schemes. And all these schemes are basically related with tribal welfare and development. Okay. So please remember this thing. So the ultimate aim is what? To make a responsive governance and trained leaders. Okay. And these are the keywords which you have to remember: the ministry involved, the scheme, and the objective of the scheme. Got it? 3 keywords you have to remember for this entire news. Very good afternoon, Sushma. Okay. Again, see, you are going to read so many things. Around 10 or 15 lines are there. But how many keywords you have to remember? Only 3 keywords. The ministry name, the scheme name, and the objective of the scheme. That's it. From which the question can be framed. So 20 lakh is the correct answer. Next is Prime Minister Modi marked 6 years of Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay. Jal Jeevan Mission has completed basically 6 years. It was started in the year 2019. On 15th August 2019. President Prime Minister Modi launched the Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay. Now let's read some static fact also about Jal Jeevan Mission. First is the date. So 15th August 2019 was the start year. Which ministry is associated with this? Ministry of Jal Shakti. Now what is the objective? Safe and adequate drinking water. Right? How? Through providing household taps. Right? Now this scheme has been extended. So let's see the news in detail. So it was launched on 15th August 2019, right? And the target was to provide household tap connection to every rural household by the year 2024. But now, on completing 6 years, it has been extended till the year 2028, right? And this was also mentioned in the union budget. And let's see the achievement. Achievement is very important. So as of now, 81% of the rural household has been provided the tap water supply. Okay. Around 2.63 lakh villages across 191 districts have declared Har Ghar Jal, along with 9.5 lakh school and 10 lakh Anganwadi centers. Right. Also, if we talk about the aspirational district, there are 112 aspirational districts in India. In that, also 79.32% coverage is there. Okay. So please remember this thing about the Jal Jeevan Mission. Now guys, these are the schemes which you have to remember. These are the scheme in news. Alright. Otherwise, Jal Jeevan Mission in itself, see again it is an important scheme, but you are not going to read it. But yes, if it is mentioned in my current affairs, I have to read the static facts also. Okay. So please remember this thing. Right. Acha, one more thing you have to remember in the Jal Jeevan Mission is that the funding pattern. So 50-50 is the ratio between center and the state. For the Himalayan and the northeastern state, the central government is going to provide 90% of the funding, and those states are going to provide 10% of the funding. And for union territories, 100% of the funding is provided by the central government. Okay. So please remember this thing. Chalo. So correct answer is 2028. Up to 2028, this scheme has been extended. Next news is Ministry of Panchayati Raj launched AI-powered tool Sabha Sar to accelerate Gram Sabha meeting summaries. So I don't know how many of you have actually used the Google Meet. See now in every meeting, especially on the online platform, there is a AI tool which summarizes the entire discussion of the meeting. Similarly, for offline meetings, Ministry of Panchayati Raj has launched the AI-powered tool known as Sabha Sar. It means summary of the meeting, right? So just remember the name of the tool. So the Ministry of Panchayati Raj launched AI-powered tool Sabha Sar for what? What is the purpose? The purpose is automatic meeting summarization. Okay. So please remember which is the ministry involved. Ministry of Panchayati Raj. What they have done? They have created a AI-powered tool. What is the name of the tool? The name of the tool is Sabha Sar. Okay. And what is the purpose? Basically to provide minutes of the meeting or the summary of the meeting. Okay. Again, this will be integrated with Bhashini. You have to remember this keyword also. Bhashini is basically the National Language Translation Mission, right? It is a software which is going to provide different translation of the summaries or the statements. Okay. And the first implementation is going to be in Tripura's 1194 Gram Panchayat. So which state is going to implement it first? Tripura, right? So this is the all important detail about the particular news. So Sabha Sar again integrated with Bhashini, and first state would be Tripura to implement it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 keywords for this entire news. Is it clear guys? Are you understanding how we are proceeding with each news? Why I am focusing especially on the keywords? Are you following it? Otherwise, see, if I have given you this entire slide na, or the page, how many things you are going to recall or remember? But if I'm there, I'm going to guide you that out of this entire 10 or 20 lines, these 5 keywords, 6 keywords are important. And using this 5 keyword, you can solve the MCQ based on that. See, my purpose here is to not make you a PhD holder. Okay. My purpose here is to help you solve the questions in the exam or in the mock test. Got it? Chalo. So automatic meeting summarization. Next is UIDAI partners with Starlink for Aadhaar based customer verification. Now Starlink, it is the company of Elon Musk, right? So which company has partnered with UIDAI for Aadhaar based customer verification in India? Correct answer is Starlink. So let's see the news in detail. So UIDAI plus Starlink Aadhaar based verification. Aadhaar based verification. So this single formula is just required for this entire news. Okay. Rest all these things are just for your understanding. These other things that it is not going to help you solve MCQ. It is just for your understanding. but this only formula will help you solve the question. Okay, so what is important for my exam point of view and what is important for my general understanding, you should be very clear, right? So it is going to provide smooth, secure, regulatory compliant customer onboarding. Why? Because Starlink, it is basically an internet based platform, right? It is going to provide high speed internet, satellite based internet, no broadband, nothing, direct satellite will provide the internet. Okay, sure. Next is EPFO hikes ex gratia amount to 15 lakh under death relief fund from 1st April 2025. So EPFO, right? So EPFO recently released the ex gratia benefit. After that is how much? 10 lakh, 12 lakh, 15 or 20. So let's see the news. So which organization? EPFO is involved. What they have done? Acha, EPFO comes under Ministry of Labor and Employment. They have basically increased or hiked the ex gratia benefit under the death relief fund from 8 lakhs to 15 lakhs, and it is going to be effective from 1st April 2025. And every year from 1st April 2026, it will rise by 5% annually. Why? Because to adjust for the inflation, right? So please remember this thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3 are the important keywords. Achha, those students who are watching live, okay, whatever you have doubt, do let me know in the comment box so that I can answer it. Pawan, what you are asking? Sir, this is for mains. Yes, this is for mains exactly. Take any banking exam, insurance exam, all the GA part, okay, it is going to get covered in your mains. So yes, for the upcoming IBPS, RRB, every exam, this current affairs is very important. Okay, chalo. Achha, one more good news. RRB has also released its notification. More than 11,000 seats are there. So those of you who want to apply can also start preparation. Next is NTPC become first PSU to adopt global standard for power supply continuity. So NTPC recently became the first PSU in the Indian power sector to adopt a business continuity plan aligned with which ISO standard. So let's see the news in detail. First of all, which we are talking about which company? NTPC. What it has done? It has become the first PSU to adopt a business continuity plan and which aligns with the ISO standard of 22301-2019. What is the benefit of this ISO standard? It means that it will ensure that there will be uninterrupted power generation and supply during disruption due to natural disasters, cyber attack. Even in this situation, they are going to provide uninterrupted power supply. How they are going to do that? Because they are ready, they are responsive, they have a good cyber security mechanism. All right, so this business continuity program will include periodic risk assessment, disaster recovery, all the training, everything would be provided under this. Okay, so please remember this three words, the name of the company, first PSU to have a business continuity plan as per the ISO 22301-2019. Three things you have to remember for this entire news. Next is Government of India launched Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana portal. Okay, please remember this thing. This is a 5-star news. Okay, you have to remember it. So basically, what is the objective? The objective is job creation and economic development. Okay, and under this, the first time employees will get incentivized. Also, the employers will get financial support. Right? So let's see. So the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana will be implemented through which organization? Niti Aayog, EPFO, SIDBI or NABARD. So you can see here the EPFO is there. Okay, let's see the news in detail. So the web portal is here. You see, even in the PDF you can click on that and you will be redirected to the actual website. So what is the name of the scheme? Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Okay, so basically it was started in July 2025. So what you have to remember, first of all, name of the scheme, number 1 point. Second point, the outlay or the budget for this scheme is 99,446 crore. All right, what is the target? So this scheme is a central sector scheme. Target is what? To boost employment, employability, and social security. Okay, so the target is 3.5 crore jobs in 2 years. Okay, so please remember this thing. So again, this scheme has two components: part A, which will provide financial support to the first time employees, and part B will provide the support to the employers who are going to provide job. Okay, so four things you have to remember: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got it? So correct answer is EPFO. Chal. Moving on, next to the international news. So India and EAU signed TOR to begin free trade agreement negotiations. What is EAU and TOR? Let's see in detail. So India recently signed a TOR for a free trade agreement with which economic bloc? Correct answer is EAU. EAU is Eurasian Economic Union. So India and EAU have signed a TOR. TOR means terms of reference, basically related with a free trade agreement, right? You must have recently said that India and UK has also signed a trade pact, okay, which is known as CETA. So on the same line, the European Union is going to sign a term of reference for a future free trade agreement between India and Eurasia. Okay. So from India, we were represented by Mr. Ajay Bhadu, who is the Additional Secretary of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. You don't have to remember this thing. Now, what is the purpose or the objective of this agreement? Again, to boost India export, support MSME, and diversify market access. Why India want to diversify? Can anyone tell me why India want to diversify its market? See, if you know that the biggest export partner of India, the biggest amount of export which we are doing right now is with United States of America. And recently, yes, very good, Ramchan. So since USA has put on a higher tariff, 50% tariff on India, now India has decided that okay, you are see again putting higher tariff now, it is also going to do what? First of all, definitely it is going to hamper the Indian exports. Secondly, USA is also taking a lot of items from India. So you can't just ignore Indian items. And if they are increasing tariffs, what Indian exporters will do? They will increase the price of their product. Okay. Or they will be forced to reduce it. So India decided, let's not do that. Let's find some other markets. Eurasia is a big market, and you will recently see that as soon as Mr. Trump has put a 50% tariff on India, Modi ji went to Japan. Modi ji went to China to participate in SCO, and recently the images are circulating. Modi ji becoming very friendly with Putin and Xi Jinping. They all are sitting together. See, this is what this is known as diplomacy. If you are doing wrong with me, if you are pressurizing me, I have other friends also. So India is showing its power, right? So again, if you force something today, today the time is not that you cannot pressurize anyone. It is a multipolar world. Okay, so please remember this thing. So EAU basically it was established in 2015. Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia are the member. Please remember this thing, Eurasia. Okay, and it has a, you don't have to remember the combined GDP, just remember the name of the countries, the part who are the part of Eurasian Economic Union. Okay, chalo. Next is L&T Finance partner with Google Pay to offer personal loans. Now L&T, see, L&T is an infrastructure company, but L&T Finance is what? It is the company which is in the financial sector. Everyone wants to provide loan, because if you give loan, you will get interest, right? It is a very good job. Everyone is have their own finance company, or for example, Reliance has Geo Finance, L&T has L&T Finance, Shriram has Shriram Finance. Everyone want to provide loan so that they can earn interest. This is the simple way of earning money. But this is also very troublesome, because let's say if you give a loan to a customer and he does not return it, then what will you do? You have to follow up, you have to threaten him, It is again a difficult task. So L&T Finance recently collaborated with which digital payment platform to provide personal loans? Correct answer is Google Pay. So just remember the name of the company, L&T Finance plus Google Pay. They are going to do what? Provide digital lending. Okay, so personal loans and other products they are going to provide. So just remember these three words, that is more than enough. Next is SBI research reports projects India's GDP growth at 6.8 to 7% in first quarter of financial year 2026. They have projected, you know, that this is going to be the growth rate. And recently, if you have seen that India is growing by 7.8% in this quarter. This is for the first time India has surpassed 7% in this particular year. So according to SBI research, India's real GDP growth in first quarter will be how much? Let's see the news. So then please remember the name of the research report and the growth. So it is 6.8 to 7%, right? RBI has forecasted how much? 6.5%. Got it? So please remember this thing. Now, what is the difference between real GDP versus nominal GDP? This is your homework. Please read about this. I have taken a session on this also over YouTube. You can also watch that video. I'm just going to give you a hint that this will include the effect of inflation. This does not include the effect. Okay, so please remember this thing. Recently, I believe you all have heard of the news that India has become the fourth largest economy. So what GDP they have calculated? That was a real GDP based fourth rank or nominal GDP based fourth rank? Can anyone tell me in the comment box? India has recently surpassed Japan to become the fourth largest economy. So we are talking about the real GDP or the nominal GDP. Those who are watching live, can anyone tell me? Yes, very good. Nominal GDP. Now, see, nominal GDP, if the inflation rate is more, na, nominal GDP means what? The goods and services which are produced in the country in that particular year. Let's say during that year, if inflation rate is very high, the nominal GDP will be swelled up. Okay, but it does not give the actual scenario. The actual scenario is given by the real GDP. Okay, that's why please don't get confused, or please uh, don't get in a wow moment that India has become the fourth largest economy. These are just the numbers, swelled up numbers. Okay, chal. Next is SBI report. UPI transactions surged in 2025. Maharashtra emerged as the number one state in UPI usage. So, as per SBI, which state has recorded the highest share in UPI transaction as per the volume? Volume means number of transactions, right? So let's see the news in detail, then we'll see. So the UPI transaction value has rose from 75,000 crore to 80,000 crore. In January 2025, it was 75,000 crore. In July 2025, it was 80,000 crore, and in August, it was 90,000 crore. Okay, and the daily transaction is 127 million, right? It has increased by 127 million, and right now, if I talk about the absolute number, it is around 675 million number of transactions in the month of August. Okay, so if I talk about volume wise, which is the state leader? Maharashtra. In terms of value, also Maharashtra. Okay, so Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. And in terms of value, also Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. The sequence is same. You have to remember this sequence. Okay, Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. MKUT, MKU Please remember this sequence. Okay. And which bank is the biggest remitter? SBI. All right. And the beneficiary is Yes Bank. Got it? Chalo. So these type of questions, these types of news are 5-star news. So please remember this thing. Volume means number of transactions. For example, I am sending some money, you are also sending money, a third person is also sending money, so there are three, right? So number of transactions is volume, and value means how much money we are sending. For example, I am sending 100, you are sending 1000, the third person is sending 2000, so in total 2000 plus 1000 plus 100. Okay, that means value. Is it clear, Satya Bharat? Difference between a transaction in terms of volume and transaction in terms of value. Is it clear? Very good. Chalo. Next is Exim Bank signs 40 million US dollar credit line deal with Africa's ECOWAS Bank. Okay. So Exim Bank of India has recently signed a 40 million credit line with which African regional bank? So correct answer is what? Let's see the news in detail. Okay. So from India it is the Exim Bank. Okay. And from from Africa it is EBID, ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, right? So just remember this thing: Exim plus EBID, 40 million, 40 million US dollar. For what purpose? For the development of infra. Okay. And what is ECOWAS? ECOWAS is basically Economy Community of West African States. Okay, so let's say this is Africa. So this is the West Africa. Okay, so the some of the countries are part of ECOWAS. ECOWAS is Economic Community for West African States. Okay, and who is the president of EBID? Dr. George. Okay, and who is the CEO of Exim Bank? Ashok Kumar Bhatia. Right. So just remember this thing: the value, the companies involved. That's it. Next is PNB becomes first public sector bank in India to migrate to .bank.in domain. So recently, in the few months back, RBI has said that every bank and the public sector bank has to change their domain to .bank.in. Okay. So correct answer is Punjab National Bank recently became the first public sector bank to migrate to corporate website to which RBI approved domain .bank.in. Please remember this thing. Okay. Overall, it is the second largest public sector bank. है ना? Just remember this thing, and it has shifted to .bank.in. That is it. All right. Now, what is the purpose to shift to .bank.in? First of all, cyber security. Otherwise, there are many fake websites also. Just search PNB na pnb.co.in, pnb.com. There will be many banks. So many people na they get trapped due to this fake website. So whenever you see, if you want to check this whether this website is authentic or not, just check whether .bank.in is written at the end or not. If it is not, please do not go to that. Please do not open that. Okay. Chalo. Next is SLINX 2025, Indian Navy and Sri Lankan Navy maritime exercise held in Colombo. So for any defense related exercise, just remember name of the countries which are involved, type of exercise, right? Navy, maritime, air force, whatever, and the venue. Three things you have to remember. So the bilateral Navy exercise SLINX 2025 between India and Sri Lanka was hosted at, correct answer is Colombo. Okay, so countries are Sri Lanka and India. Name of the exercise is SLINX. Venue was Colombo, and it is a naval exercise. Four things you have to remember. Okay, all right. Also, this is again the part of what? So this is India, and this is Sri Lanka. So this is the part of Mahasagar policy of India. It means mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across region. So these are countries of what? The Indian Ocean region. And India want to create a good relation with the countries of the Indian Oceans. Okay. So just remember. So from Indian Navy, INS Jyoti and INS Rana participated. If you want, you can remember it. Otherwise, no need. Next is Indian Navy received the third SVL ship Ikshak from GRCE in Kolkata, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. Okay, what is SVL? It is the survey vessel. Okay, survey vessel, large survey vessel. So INS Ikshak is what? It is for survey. Let's see the news in detail. So INS Ikshak, right, built by GRC Calcutta, right? So please remember this thing. It is a survey vessel large, right? So these are the previous one, INS Sandhyak, Nirdeshak, and third is the Ikshak. Okay, so just remember the name. Got it? Chal. Rest you don't have to remember how many tons or how much is the length. That is not required for your exam. So is there a chance of asking question with values, number, what percent of GA we can expect answer? See, there will be some question in which numbers would be asked. For example, some schemes they can ask about the outlay or the budget of that scheme, you know. So like this, yeah, for like this type of numbers, what is the weight or length of, no, they are not going to ask. Okay, one or two question might be there. So it is for hydrographic survey operations. All right. Next is RBI appoints Indranil Bhattacharya as ex officio member of the Monetary Policy Committee. So who has been appointed as the new ex officio member of the RBI Monetary Policy Committee? So let's see the news. Indranil Bhattacharya. Okay. So it is just a, and he succeeded Mr. Rajiv Ranjan, right? So please remember, and the present RBI governor is Mr. Sanjay Malhotra. Okay, he is the 25th governor. So three names you have to remember. That's it. Next is Rajasthan Manika Vishwakarma crowned Miss Universe India 2025. So just remember the name. So correct answer is, this question has been framed wrong, previous one. Correct answer is Manika Vishwakarma. She is from Rajasthan and she has become the Miss Universe India 2025. And the event was in Jaipur, Rajasthan. So three things. First of the name of the winner, from where she belonged, what title she has won, and what was the venue. That's it. You have to remember. Rest no need to remember. Next, reports and indices. Periodic Labor Force Survey. They have released their quarterly bulletin, and in that the unemployment rate was 5.4%. Okay. So as per the Periodic Labor Force Survey monthly bulletin July 2025, India's unemployment rate was how much? Let's see the news. So for April to June quarter, the unemployment rate was 5.4%. For July 2025, it is 5.2%. Labor force participation rate in this quarter was 55%. In this quarter, 54.9%. Okay. Now, how you are going to remember? See, just remember the average. For example, unemployment rate in India is somewhere around 5.5%. The labor force participation rate is somewhere around 55% or 50%. The worker population ratio is around 50%. Like this, you can remember the average. Okay, got it? So correct answer is 5.2%. All right, guys.